All
I don't know.
right. Welcome to the We Like Dota League Season 1, the
Radiance
Intergenerational.
ban.
This is match 11, and it is Boehner Soup versus the Optimistic Gentleman's Hunting Club. My name is Last Talon. You can find me on Twitter at Last Talon. Joining me is Bergability. Hello.
Hello, you guys can
Dire's
find me on
banned.
Twitter as well at Bergability, but I never tweet, so you can follow me and not get any news feed spam. Woo!
Yay!
It's the new Twitter meta. Twitter meta.
Yeah.
Radiance
Alright, let's get
banned.
started then. And it looks like we have Faceless Void and Death Prophet banned right away. We have a
Dire's banned.
Nature's
Just waiting on
Prophet band coming up.
Silencer.
Yeah, I know, right? But wait, that's for the second round, right?
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
gotta save him for the second phase of banning.
Yep.
But I don't know. This whole 4v5 thing is actually kind of interesting because they can technically get an extra ban if they
Yeah.
just pick a hero that they don't
Radiant
want and then
team are
don't
now
play it.
picking.
So
Yeah,
I don't
that's pretty interesting. I mean, they get to pick 5 still, they get to ban 5 still. It just means one person will not be playing one of them.
yeah, and it sucks too because unlike the average pub, when someone is not playing, they're not going to be getting a gold advantage or anything because you can't really abandon.
Oh, first pick
oh,
Dire
Silencer.
team are now
oh my
picking.
goodness,
We've ruined the meta.
the meta. I don't know what to do or what to expect.
Well, he's still 100% pick ban at least.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
that's true.
but he's getting his first game. Let's see how this goes.
I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what he goes up against because Silencer is a really good counter to Void if you have quick reaction time. When Void jumps in, you can just pop the global before the Chronosphere goes off. So
Yeah.
Only 10
As long as you
seconds.
time it right. I've
Yeah.
been known to not time it right.
I've been in those
5
matches.
seconds remain.
Yeah, where I cast it at the exact same moment the Chronosphere is coming off and it doesn't
Literally
stop
the exact
Reserve
same
time.
moment.
it. Yeah.
But it will be pretty good for the Centaur if they jump
Dire
in.
team pick.
I guess they just kind of wanted to jump the gun on the Silencer just so that they could get him, but I feel like it's
Yeah.
not necessarily first pick material.
Yeah. Although, I mean, by the time they get to the second picking stage, it's banned out, so I mean...
Yeah,
I'm
if you
gonna
want
do
him, you gotta take him.
And they may have some kind of core strat with him. I've not seen a whole lot of that. I mean, you can do it, I suppose, but
10
Yeah.
he's
seconds
usually a
to
counter pick, I think.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
On the other
5
hand, they could be
seconds.
picking him
Hurry,
early
hurry.
just because they have room to work, like we were saying. They
That's
can
true.
just not
This
even
could-
pick him now.
This could technically be a
Radiant
ban.
team pick.
Yeah.
They could just
yeah.
not play him.
I mean, that's essentially how the extra pick works. It's an
Yeah.
extra ban, but they don't have to tell you which one it is ahead of time.
That's very true. It could, I don't know. It seems like a waste to throw away your first pick on an extra ban, but
Radiance
I
ban.
mean, is this
Who
going to be
knows?
the new meta in the pro scene? Are we going to have
4v4s?
4v4 so you
You
can
get an
get
extra ban.
a surprise ban?
but I really like this Omni Knight pickup. He's pretty good in pubs, and his ult is really, really good, especially if you're going up a team
Yeah.
against a team
Dire's
with a lot of
banned.
physical.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I mean that'll work against the silencer too, won't it? I mean, I'm not sure how that interaction works. Does
Yeah,
does the magic damage go through it if it comes from an auto
Only
attack?
10 seconds.
You know, I'm not sure.
Should figure that out at some point.
5
I can go to the
seconds.
wiki
Hurry,
right now.
hurry.
Since you're the one in camera control, no one can see what I'm doing.
I mean,
Reserve time.
it
Although
would
you're probably
look the
just
same.
capturing, so quiet you. Alright, let's see.
Then we have a
Silencer.
Doom
Radiance
ban
ban.
coming out as well as Enigma. Enigma getting banned a lot lately. Starting to be kind of core in the We Like Dota League meta. The Sand King is pretty good pickup, I think. He has a really nice stun. The Epicenter is also
seconds
really
to
useful.
pick.
Especially if they have no way to counter it with that global silence.
Dire's ban.
Yeah. It says Glaives of Wisdom is a unique attack modifier. It says that in his skill actually, so it probably won't go through the Omni Knight
Oh,
just because
okay.
the attack applier wouldn't be applied. So
yeah.
that's my guess at least. I don't know. Dota mechanics can
10
be weird
seconds
sometimes.
to pick.
Yeah. I would assume that's how it works, though.
Yeah.
5 seconds remain.
it
People
was
are
probably-
claiming not to hear me in game again.
Oh no. What did you
Um,
do?
Nothing.
Dire team are now picking.
I'm
But,
pretty sure it's the same issue as last time where some random person can't hear me.
And it was just like their volume settings were bad.
Yeah, I don't, like, we didn't figure it out. It is the same issue. It may just be that the person, oh, it's because, it's because they're in the spectator slot, the live spectator slot. is what they're
Oh,
in. So they
and they
can't watch
can't.
us
Under
Yeah,
correctly.
10 seconds.
that's true.
That's what's going on here. Sorry. And they won't be able to hear me till later.
Radiant
I should
team are
message
now
them.
picking.
But this Enigma ban coming up from OGHC was probably pretty good. They would have no reason to pick him up even if they wanted to after the silencer, because they could pretty much just stop that. But allowing the enemy team to get that would be pretty bad, especially since they could couple it with the silencer, so they could silence, jump in, and you wouldn't really be able to lock down the Enigma. So
Oh, for
that's a
sure.
pretty good wombo combo. And
Only
especially
10
since they had already
seconds.
picked up the Sand King, if you can black hole into Epi or Epi into black hole, that's
5
a
seconds
devastating
remaining.
combo.
For sure. We have the Tiny coming out as well. That's a
Reserve time.
pretty bold move, I think. Like, I mean, he's pretty slow early on. They could probably get some good ganks on him with the Silencer and Sand King, but
I mean, they could cheese strat and just sent our Tiny with that double edge, so
yeah, that's true.
I mean,
Dire
it'd be
team
kind
pick.
of dirty to cheese strat in a tournament, but it could be done.
I mean,
Plus,
the purpose of the tournament is to have good communication and stuff, though. So
cheese
cheese
strat
strats-
Tiny.
cheese strats aren't supposed to work in a tournament, although it is an amateur tournament, so it could work.
Come
We'll
here,
see.
I'll toss you.
Yeah, for sure. And we have the Wraith King pickup as well. It looks like they're also banned out the
10 seconds to
Doom
pick.
and the Pugna, so it looks like they're making Silencer pretty core here.
5 seconds.
Yeah.
Hurry,
That's
hurry.
the only thing I can assume from that.
Reserve time.
I don't know. I don't really see a clear-cut way of how this is going to go so far. Usually by this time you can kind of pick up on who they want to pick, but maybe that's just why I'm not good at drafting. I can't really see all too far ahead until it's like right in front of me.
I mean, it is pretty ambiguous right now. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Both
I
teams could go in like any direction, so
yeah. This is definitely a very hard draft. I'm surprised they're not actually taking more time to think out these picks a little more as a result. They've not
Yeah.
barely gone into the reserve time at all.
yeah. Just a quick question. Someone in Twitch chat wants to know, how do you find the game in Dota TV? Because you should be able to spectate it like normal, correct?
The way to find it right now is you have to spectate off of someone who is in the
Only
in the
10
lobby
seconds.
originally.
Okay.
And unfortunately, that's just a side effect of Dota lobbies. It doesn't work the same way as
Dire's
normal
ban.
matches.
Yeah.
So if you want to do that, you have to add me, but I only accept friend requests to do that before the match starts.
Yeah.
I won't remove you after, so you just have to do it once, but
10 seconds to
I'm
pick.
not gonna... I can't do it in the middle of the game when I get like 5 friend
5
requests at once.
seconds. Hurry, hurry.
Yeah. All right. The Slardar pickup though. I don't
Yeah.
know.
It's a good stun.
Reserve
Has
time.
some good damage. I mean,
I feel like it was mostly just picked to counter the clinks. Getting the amplified damage on him gives you the true sight, so he can't be as slippery.
oh, for
But
sure.
I don't know. He's
You do
kind
have
of a
to...
lackluster carry at that.
Yeah, you do have to remember, though, that one of these isn't even going to be played, so...
That's true. But I feel like the Slardar, like, there's no reason to not play him at this point. I mean, why would you just take a Slardar out of the pool?
Yeah, for sure.
It seems more like a counter pick.
Radiance ban.
Yeah.
But I'm interested to see which one they don't play.
Yeah, I mean, it may be a hard decision, too, because they do have one more opportunity for a counter pick against the other last pick, so...
Yeah. And who knows, maybe they're going to micro.
10 seconds
Someone's
to
just
pick.
going to get them micro skills going on, and they're going to do 2 at once.
5
They
seconds
could, I
remain.
suppose.
Reserve time.
I mean, you do have Wraith King, and he's a one-button hero, so the micro wouldn't be that difficult.
That's very true. Although getting the farm for everyone would be pretty difficult, I think.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Oh my.
Don't die on me.
I knocked my headset off.
Some very powerful sneezes.
Yes. Quite powerful indeed. Well, now they're deciding to take their time.
Yeah. They got the extra ban, as far
There you
as we
go.
know.
Dire
so,
team are now
Nice
picking.
little Rasta ban there.
Yeah.
It's probably a good decision. They don't have a whole lot of lockdown. They got Tiny's Avalanche. They have Centaur Stomp. That's about it, though.
But those are both AoE, so I don't know.
That's true.
It's not
that's
like they
very
have
true.
someone that can just hex someone and then shackle another. They have to at least kind of aim it. And sometimes it doesn't work the way you'd expect, and you kind of miss out on the stuns, so
The one thing I am noticing about the
Only
Radiant
10
lineup here is that
seconds.
they only have one range, so if they pick all of the heroes as is
5
right now, that's a
seconds.
pretty
Hurry,
melee heavy
hurry.
team.
Yeah.
And I would
The
be really
Viper could help.
reluctant to do
Radiant team are
that,
now picking.
especially against someone like a Clinks.
Yeah. You need to be able to go in or to hit from far away.
Yeah.
Although a lot of times the tankier heroes are the melee ones, like the Wraith King. So even if you are up against the Clinks, you can get up there and smack them around.
That's true.
But it'd be interesting to see. I just really want to know whether or not they're gonna actually try and micro this, or they're just gonna pick one person as a ban and let him sit in base.
10 seconds
Yeah, I'm not
to
sure.
pick.
But we shall find out
5
soon enough.
seconds remain.
Well, I mean, the last one, if they're going for a ban, is not a good ban because they've already
It's
picked all
already
their
picked,
heroes.
so it
and
doesn't
everything,
matter.
We have a
The
punch
Pood
coming
Gay.
up,
They picked the
though.
Pood Gay.
And let's see who they pick. They have one more pick still.
Wait, what?
They're taking their time here. No, I mean, for heroes picking, it's weird terminology. I'm not sure
Oh.
what to call it. Like, they're choosing their heroes, though, no.
Wait,
and
what?
they do not pick the Pudge. There we go.
That's very strange. Did they? Huh. This is weird.
So they pick Pudge.
Did
for
they
no
make
reason.
it a ruling that they just had to last pick someone? I
What do you
didn't see
mean?
that in the chat beforehand. That they couldn't use the fourth man or the fifth man missing as an advantage to ban.
No, they just didn't use it, it looks like. Maybe they weren't
Hmm.
aware of it. They might not have been.
I
mean,
guess they might not
this
have
stuff
thought of
doesn't
that.
happen all the time.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, plus it looks like you won't even actually be able to bring them into the game.
yeah, actually, the person
So-
has to choose to enter the
Let's
battle
have
first,
a
and
good,
they
clean match
obviously
today.
can't do that.
I mean,
when they're
I've
not
never seen
there.
this happen before, so I don't really know how it's
So,
gonna
so
work.
that micro idea is kind of ruined. Okay, it looks
Yeah.
like we have Ton. Yes,
It's
on
done.
the Wraith King. We have Fox and Sox on the Silencer. He's been given some tangos. He's probably going mid then. And we have Plinker on the Sand King and Accelerate on the Slardar.
All right, and on the dire side, we have field studies on the Viper. We have gains on the Clinks, and on the Omni Knight, we have the Errant Pixel. And then running Tiny Bot, we have Rainbow Dash along with Bunny on the Centaur. So it looks like they are running that Centaur Tiny cheese lane, so this should be
Yeah.
pretty fun.
Should be interesting to see.
Yeah, Sand King is relatively
30
squishy early
seconds
on.
until
If he goes for a stun right away, he might actually be kind of screwed. But I don't know. I guess I was thinking he could hide in the Sandstorm, but even then they have a Centaur Stomp, which is AoE, so they could just get him out of that, as well as Tiny. So yeah, this is going to be a pretty scary lane.
For sure. And it's already hard to tell exactly what the Dire are going to do with their lanes.
Yeah.
It looks like we have Silencer going to be the mid here, and that's to be expected. Like I was saying, it's a
Big
pretty
game,
melee heavy
the
team.
murder fest.
Yeah.
And Slardar is going to be off lane. Solo off lane, of course, because they only have 4. And then we have the Sand King and Wraith King going safe lane here.
Yeah, I kind of question the Tiny Centaur lane. I feel like they probably should have just... I guess they might just be playing it safe to level 2, but I would have think that you want to just get that combo right away and just deal the damage and guarantee that first blood.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I guess it is a little safer to wait till level 2 just because then you do have the stuns to follow it up and you do have that extra burst damage.
Oh, for sure. On the other hand, they may not have thought of the combo right away, too, and they may be watching this later and thinking about it now.
If
And,
they don't do that, I'm going to be a little upset.
well, I mean, here's the shout out now if you're watching it later and that wasn't the intention.
Yeah.
Next time, do it.
You pick this combo and you don't cheese? What is this?
Anyway, it's going to be a very interesting combo actually at top lane too with the Omni Knight and the Clinks, especially with that Skeleton Walk in a minute. When he
Yeah.
picks that up, that'll be interesting to put the Purification on the Invis Clinks.
Yeah, especially if you have them bursted down like right now. They have him almost at half health already, so if he just walks up Invis, they put that Purification down and he hits him a couple times, Slardar might fall.
Oh, for sure.
So, mid lane looks like a pretty even matchup so far. They're
Yeah.
both kind of harassing back and forth, but that Silencer is going hard with the Curse of the Silent, draining the mana from the Viper, so that's going to affect his last hitting a bit, not being able to just spam out his poison attack.
Yeah. I mean, he doesn't have a huge mana pool right away, so that's a pretty good counter to that at least.
Yeah.
And he's keeping it on him. He has no way to cast a spell either. He has a lot of passives.
Yeah,
He has
can't
no
even
way
get
to
a
stop
spell.
that Curse of the Silent.
Yeah, and it sucks too because it looks like he didn't intend on. I mean, He didn't want to go bottle right away, but I feel like he might have to change that up if he wants mana at all. But we might get a first blood here.
Oh my. Yeah, it looks like he's gonna go down here. Oh, not quite
so
enough.
close.
Barely gets the tango off.
I think he might have had like 2 HP if he didn't get that tango actually. But it looks like
Yeah.
bottom they might be trying to go in. They were
Oh
doing.
my.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, here's the combo.
I don't think they should have done it on that Skeleton King though. They needed to do it on the Sand King. And it might get turned around. Holy cow. They are doing a lot of damage to the Tiny.
And the Tiny is gonna go down.
It's not first blood though. But the combo got turned around on them. Holy cow.
Yeah,
Bunny's taking quite a bit of damage right now too.
yeah. But he is gonna back off.
Yeah. It is kind of hard. Wraith King does have 720 damage, or HP, sorry. And he does start out with 2 base armor, so he's pretty tanky.
Oh, for sure. And it looks like we have Viper force back
Dire's middle
already.
tower is being attacked.
He's
Yeah.
taking some time away from the lane. Meanwhile, the Silencer is actually pushing it into the tower a little bit.
Yeah, I don't even know what Viper could do at this point, to be honest. I mean, if he goes back to lane, he's just going to get shot out again.
Yeah, for sure. Silencer is pulling ahead in the levels a little bit, it looks like. 1 level ahead right now. And Viper still has, I mean, he has no counter to that Curse of the Silent.
Yeah, with no active ability, there's nothing he can do about it, so
Yeah.
it might just be kind of out of luck.
And the same thing also for the last word. What is he going to do to it?
Yeah,
It
I
works
think
the same way.
his best bet is probably just going to be kind of sit back as much as he can, not take the harass from Silencer, not let him put last word on him, and just kind of get 6 and then start roaming right away.
Yeah.
Because staying in this lane is not going to help him. Silencer has full lane control and full rune control.
Yeah, for sure. Looks like we have some pull action going on here on the Radiant safe lane.
Yeah.
Trying to pull that back in, keep it a little bit safer. Especially now that they know that cheese combo is going on.
Yeah. But I don't know, giving up the first blood like that kind of sucks. It's going to put Wraith King and the Sand King up a little bit in XP and gold, so it might be harder and harder to cheese them down, so...
We have the Slaughter coming mid here for a gank.
You
The
almost.
Viper sees him though. He's gonna back off.
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like the Slardar should have just went back up into lane with that. DD got some last
they're
hits. Silencer doesn't really need help mid.
Yeah.
I mean, the kill would have been nice, but the fact that he can just... He's doing it again. He just puts last word, or Curse of the Silent, sorry,
Yeah.
onto the Viper, and he's set.
Yeah. In fact, if he comes back now, he might be able to get a kill on him.
Yeah,
All
and
by
he does
himself.
have that regen room bottled up, so if anything does start going wrong, the only problem I can see is he has to wait for the poison attack ticks to stop wearing.
Yeah, we have that cheese strategy going on here against the Sand King, but he's gonna get into the tower in time. He does take quite a few hits, but he's not going down from it.
Yep, and Viper went down mid actually, so
Yep.
it was pretty close, but that regen rune got a couple hundred HP back onto the Silencer and saved his life. But yeah, the bottle is kind of hard, because Viper can go man mode and just try and hit him, but we have some action going bot
Dire's
right now,
bottom
sorry.
tower is
Oh,
being
man.
attacked.
Oh, never mind, they're just backing off. But like I was saying, even with the bottle, Viper does hit pretty hard. He does have a Wraith Band, so I guess he's
Bottom
not
tower
completely
under
out of it.
fire.
Oh, he has a Aquila actually. But putting the poison attack onto the Silencer will make it so he can't use the bottle. So if he does man mode him, it's going to be a lot harder for Silencer. He's going to have to go all in before he can run.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not sure. I mean, he tried man moding before, but he did regen afterward. He just kind of hid back behind the tower.
Yeah, but anytime you turn away and not attack the Viper, Viper's just going to get another poison attack on you and come out that
Dire's
farther
middle
ahead.
tower
So
taking
That's
damage.
true.
do you know if bot by the Radiant camp, does that actually block the camp right there, or does it just give vision?
That blocks the
Nope,
camp
it
right there.
blocks.
Definitely. The Radiant camp, the bottom one there, actually has a huge bounding box on it for some reason. It's very easy to block.
Okay. And it looks like Sand King's actually doing some Sandstorm jungling right away, so he's working towards that Blink Dagger. He's actually almost halfway there. So,
Oh
if he
my.
can get an early Blink out, this will be looking really good for Team BS here.
Yeah.
I actually haven't... Slaughter appears to be roaming, which I don't know if is the best thing to do right now. Just kind of
Yeah,
letting
I'm
the
not
Clinks
sure.
get free farm.
I mean, he is not quite last in last hits. The Centaur is behind him still, but Other than that, he's not been doing a whole lot in lane. It is giving a lot of free farm, like you were saying.
Yeah.
Not sure how that reflects in the net worth. He's also second last in net worth, so he needs to kind of be staying in lane a little bit, I think. He's not level 6 yet either.
Yeah. Oop, Curse of the Silent, or Global Silence, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like Viper did actually pull one over on Silencer. He got him down pretty low.
Yeah, in the meantime, though, the Viper also gets pretty low as a result.
Yeah. He
He's
did.
his last tango, so he's out of regen now. He's got boots coming to him.
Yeah,
like
I
here.
honestly feel like he should have gotten a bottle at some point. I know he just
Yeah.
wanted the early power, but once he saw that he was up against this Silencer, he probably should have got it just so that he can regen up his mana and health.
Yeah. Looks like Omni Knight actually rotates in and is going to heal up the Viper. So the
It's
Viper's
probably
going to be able to stay here.
a decent idea. Clinks can fare pretty well on his own. Honestly, I don't think Slardar will be able to take the Clinks down, even if he does put amplified damage on him. By the time his stun wears off, Clinks will just run away with the move speed that he gets from a skeleton walk, so he should be pretty safe up there.
Yeah.
Ooh. Slardar is going to walk in and steal this bounty rune. Omni was just checking it, actually.
And it looks like Silencer gets the perfect rune for him. He got a regen rune here. He's going to pop it and get healed
Radiant's
up real
middle
quick.
tower is
Yeah.
taking damage.
Just keep putting the pressure on mid. Sand King is still stacking and farming that jungle. He's almost got that blink already.
Oh yeah,
This is-
Sand King farming with his Sandstorm is actually quite effective.
Yeah.
I tried it one time just to test it out. It works pretty damn well.
Yeah, as long as you can get them stacks off. If you're good at pulling the camps to stack it, you can get gold pretty fast. And he's probably going to get level 6 right as he gets the blink dagger about. So he'll be able to just kind of pop out of nowhere and start doing some work.
Meanwhile, this Wraith King is already level 8. I mean, he's getting pretty far ahead. It's pretty good levels.
Yeah. Oh, he might actually go on this Tiny.
He's going to get some hits off on the Tiny. He's not going to be able to catch up, though.
He might get another stun off, though. And if he gets a lucky crit,
Oh.
he might be able to finish him off.
Oh, no, he's going to back
turned
off. He
around.
sees the Centaur coming. Doesn't have his boots yet. He should buy those really quick so he can get away
Yeah.
here.
I
There
just
he
realized
goes.
he actually picked up a Hand of Midas, so he got really
Yeah.
good timing on that.
Yeah.
It's definitely
Dire's
accelerating his
middle
level
tower
a
is
lot.
being attacked.
Yeah, for sure. The Sand King is about to get his Blink Dagger here. One more kill. There we go. He's going to be able to go buy that in just a second now. So overall, the Radiant are actually pulling quite a bit ahead of the Dire for net worth right now.
Yeah,
I'm going to check out the levels real quick.
I think the big thing that
They're
the,
also ahead in levels, so...
Yeah, the big thing that the Radiant probably has to worry about right now is his Clinks. Slardar's kind of just let him alone, and he's got quite a bit of farm on him already, so...
Yeah, for sure. That's going to be hard to deal with once he starts roaming around.
Yeah, if they don't get the detection, I mean, they do have Slardar's ult, but Slardar can't be everywhere on the map, so if they don't get detection, sentries and dust, and maybe even a gem right away, it's going to be pretty hard for them.
Yeah. And it looks like Sand King has his Blink Dagger now. He's coming back into lane. He's probably going to try and get a surprise on them here. He has his Epicenter up like we thought.
Yeah, I wouldn't be expecting the blink right away, like the blink epicenter this early on in the game.
Yeah.
But their lane does seem to be pushing out a bit, so it might be hard for him to get the jump.
Yeah.
The trees that he's hiding in right now, it's kind of hard to maneuver around without getting caught in a weird line of vision that plops through. So
Looks like there was some action going on in the Slardar here. He's pretty low now. He's running away with his sprint. And
Silencer is going in.
Silencer's also up there with the DD rune. He's taking quite a few hits though. He's gonna use his bottle, try and get some more hits on them.
Ooh, that was a
Pops
really
his global silence.
well done silence.
Oh, for sure. But he is taking quite a few hits and he's gonna have to back off now. He has no more regen. Meanwhile, it looks like we have a bunch of rotations coming in top. It looks like they're gonna try and push this. They may
Yeah, they
have
might as
some
well.
difficulty defending that because everyone just left.
Yeah, Silencer just went mid. I don't know necessarily why. He doesn't really have health or mana, but he's not going to be able to get up there and defend. And it looks like they're just sending the Sand King. But if he gets an Epi Blink off, he might actually be able to do something. If someone else could pour it in, they could turn this really, really fast.
For sure.
Radiant's top
Yeah, it
tower
looks like
is
here we
under
go.
The
siege.
tower is going down. They pop the
Radiant
glyph.
structures are
Everyone blinks in.
Ooh.
Epicenter doesn't really get much damage off.
Yeah, I don't know what
Hurts the
happened there.
Centaur a bit, but doesn't hit many other people.
I don't know what happened. I think he might have been a little farther back than he anticipated when he channeled it, and
Yeah,
he
I think
started
so.
Because I heard it going
Radiant's top tower
off
has
before
been
he even jumped
denied.
in a lot, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe should have moved up more into the trees. There's a little nook right here that he could have hid in. Even up here, they probably could have not
Yeah.
seen him behind the tree, so. But they do get the deny off, so
Well, it is a pretty new area. People are still figuring out where the new spots are to hide and
That's
stuff
true.
like that. Meanwhile, the Silencer decides it's good to get some free farm here. He's low, but he gets a new rune and can start using his bottle again. He did get the farm while that was going on.
Radiant's
The
bottom
tower did go down,
under
but they did get
fire.
the deny on it, so
yeah. And
it's
what do you
not
think?
too bad.
What do you think about his item build so far? It looks like he's just going to be rushing the Aghanim Scepter.
I mean, Axe is pretty good on him. It, applies the Curse of the Silent to everyone on
Yeah.
the map. And that does stack with the normal Curse of the Silent while it's going on, so
Yeah.
it's quite a bit of damage, and it drains their mana, so...
Oop, they are going to be picking off Tiny.
it's
I don't know.
good time
For
to
a
pick up.
4v5, they seem to be pulling ahead quite well, especially with this Centaur Tiny lane that didn't work out at all.
Yeah. I mean, the thing you gotta remember, though, is that with only 4 people, they are getting more gold per person and more experience per person. They don't have to share it as much.
That is very true.
I mean, it's essentially saying you left someone in your base and they just didn't play the entire game.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean they'll stay that way forever, so they're going to have a bit better of an early game as a result of that,
Yeah.
provided there's no coordination going on from the opposite team. And it doesn't look like there's a whole lot. They kind of just stayed in their lanes and farmed what they could. Little bit of rotations going around, but other than that, not a whole lot.
Yeah, and I think if the Dire does take it later, and they get the farm on the heroes that they need it, they're probably going to be able to take the win just because of that 4v5 disadvantage, so... Definitely helps out, but in the early game, not so much with these fast levels and fast gold.
Yeah.
And especially because they actually put the Sand King into the jungle fairly early on. They were literally all getting their own source of gold and XP, so...
Exactly. They pretty much each had their own lane / jungle.
Yeah.
I mean, they could do whatever they wanted for farm. And that was probably a good decision on their part, considering they knew they were going to have only 4 players.
Yeah, they
I
picked
think
people
that
that
worked
could
out pretty
solo
well for
well.
them. Yeah.
And the fact that they had a jungler, yeah, they definitely thought that out before they picked. They didn't really just go into it saying, okay, we want to do this kind of a strat, let's just minus 1 person out. They planned around it, and it seems to be working out in their favor so far.
For sure.
But the Dire team does have much superior vision of the entire map. They've got their jungle pretty well protected, and they are invading the enemy jungle over on the Radiant side. They have a ward fairly deep in, seeing
Oh, for
anyone
sure.
moving around the jungle.
Yeah, the Tiny and Centaur have been in their jungle the entire game. The farming Sand King was a bit risky because of that, but it worked out decently for him, so...
Yeah, I mean, especially because later, after the first couple of stacks, he did move into the camps that are around the mid lane. But looks like Sand
Yeah.
King's going in mid.
And they have last word on the Viper. It's not going to be enough to kill him. Brings him down quite far. Oh, and he
Oh!
actually dies to Curse the Silent afterward.
Wow. Does that do damage after it procs? Oh,
Yeah,
Curse of
it-
the Silent on him. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yep.
Yeah, the Curse of the Silent
They were
is the
both on
damage
him.
over time, so... Well, that sucks.
Looks like you have Centaur roaming through the Radiant jungle trying to get away from them. Looks like he's going to decide to turn on this Wraith King here.
Oh, wow.
The Wraith King does have the reincarnation, so he's coming back up. Tiny dies in the meantime. Slardar is definitely here to help out. I don't think the Centaur knew ahead of time what he was getting into.
Yeah, I don't... That was kind of a silly plan to jump on the Wraith King down there. I mean, what are they going to do? Kill him? He reincarnates? They're probably not going to be able to burst him down again.
Yeah.
And they did have rotations come in, so that just secured his living.
Yes. Although it is quite a long cooldown time on the reincarnation right now, so...
Yeah, it does give him a window to do stuff, but I don't think they can really do anything.
Especially if he stays grouped up with the rest of his team here. I mean,
Well, yeah.
it's hard to remember that 4 people is this entire team at the moment.
Yeah.
So
It
the
doesn't
4
look
people
like the
being
whole
down
team,
here
but it
means
actually
that's
is.
this is a full push here. Risky Courier comes in here, delivers the eggs.
Silencer might go down.
Silencer is going to go down to this though.
No more from me.
I know that eggs might actually do a lot of damage in the fights. If you can get heroes down to like half health, and then he casts it, it could really turn it, and especially this early, it's going to be more potent. So,
For sure.
but I don't know if I would have. I don't know if I necessarily agree with it. It's really good early on, but if they can't end it early, it's just going to start falling off later. So,
Yeah.
and all this time they do still have Clinks just farming away top. He has one of the Oblivion staffs done. And it looks like he's getting fairly close to getting another. So he's going to be finishing his Orchid fairly soon. And
Yeah,
I don't
definitely.
know. They can't just let him do that.
Yeah, and I mean, this is the disadvantage of having 4 players. You do get the early farm,
Radiant's
but
middle tower
you
is
have
taking
very
damage.
much less map control.
Oh yeah.
Especially when you have everyone group up at bot like this. Sand King is way over there in the trees hanging out still. He has his Blink
Radiant's
Dagger and
middle tower
Epicenter
is
ready.
being attacked.
Yeah, they're
They're-
not accomplishing They're not really accomplishing anything down here. Oh,
And here
that
comes
sucks.
the Epicenter, but
That
blinks into the
sucks.
wrong spot.
He blinks into the trees with the Epicenter. Yeah, that's definitely a disappointing play right there, but I don't know.
Meanwhile, Centaur has been hanging out in their jungle. He's just farming it up right now.
Yeah. I think OGHC is going to start pulling away. They have multiple heroes farming when they need to get the farm, and the BS is just kind of sitting down here doing nothing, and I don't think they're going to be able to push this tower, actually.
Oh yeah, you have the Wraith King diving. His reincarnation just came back on cooldown, or off cooldown rather. They're going to get the Omni Knight down. The Viper is going to do a lot of damage, a lot of slow. He's going to walk away, it looks like. The Wraith King is going to go down to it as well. Gets killed by the tower.
Viper
Reincarnation
might actually
pops.
go down.
Viper
Dire's
is
bottom
actually
tower under fire.
going to go down to the Silencer, it looks like. Oh, he loses vision, but he goes down anyway. The Silencer is in a bad spot right here. He's going to have to try and sneak out of there.
Dire's
Yeah, with all the
bottom
new
tower
paths
is being
made.
attacked.
Yeah.
Pretty easy for him to do that,
Dire's
but I ate my
structures
words.
are
I didn't think they'd be able to push into this tower. I thought they'd
Dire's
get more
bottom
reaction,
tower
but
under fire.
apparently they're just going to
Dire's
let it go,
bottom
and
tower
Clinks is
Yeah.
just pushing top, and they did push mid
Radiant's
during this
top
time
tower
too,
Yeah.
is
so
being attacked.
The mid tower definitely went down. It's
Radiant
still pushing,
structures
actually.
are
That's a huge creep
fortified.
wave still going down mid. It's going to push into the tower. Radiant
Oh, yeah.
fortifies in the meantime,
Radiant's
but
top tower
he
is
does
under
get quite a bit of
siege.
damage on the bottom tower. Wraith King
Dire's
teleports in,
bottom
so
tower
is the
under
Sand
fire.
King.
yeah. And honestly, that was a good trade for the Dire side. The only thing they lost was the tier 1 bot tower, which isn't that big. It's not like they're losing their safe lane tower and then they're losing that much safety in their jungle. The only thing they really lose is the access to Roshan pit. Makes it
For
a
sure.
little more dangerous, but I don't think they even care about Roshan this early on, so...
No. Meanwhile, though, the Radiant, or the Dire rather, are actually pulling ahead in levels here. They have just passed the Sand King with the Viper and the Clinks, and that's going to be a problem once they start actually catching up in levels.
Yeah.
That early advantage they have is starting to wear off.
Yep, and Clinks is almost up there. He's second in last hits right now. Wraith King has 101 and Clinks has 98, so he's going to be passing him up soon.
Yeah, for sure. Especially if we look at net worth, I believe he's already... Oh no, he's not ahead, because he did get that minus the Wraith King.
Yeah.
So that's keeping him ahead in net worth, but the last hits he's definitely about to pass.
Yeah, and I don't know, even the Midas, I don't think he's going to be able to outcarry the Clinks and the Centaurs, so we'll see how it goes, but I don't think they're going to be able to last that long.
Looks like they are trying to push mid here. They want to get the tower in return, but they don't have the entire group, so it's going to be difficult because they're putting their rotations in here.
Yeah, they do have Epi Blink up again, though, so they might be able to make something work, especially if the Dire side decide to push in past the river.
I'll take your tribute.
But looks like nothing's going to come of that. Everyone just kind of backs off and goes back to farming.
Yeah. Unfortunately for the Radiant right now, like we were saying before, the Dire have a much easier time, gaining map control as a result of having one more player. It's very hard, it's very risky for that Wraith King to stay in his lane and continue farming when they don't know where the other players are.
Yeah.
Especially when it pushes so far up like this.
Yeah. I don't know, the Wraith King is doing well on farm, though. He did
Yeah,
just
he
finish
is.
his Desolator. Oops, Silencer's going in mid against the Viper. He's got double stacks of Curse of the Silent and Last Word on him, but I don't think it's going to be enough. And it looks like Clinks is just going to walk in and burst him down.
Yeah, and that's the downside of playing against a Clinks. He can really just surprise you sometimes and get a kill.
Yeah. And they need to start being more careful of that. Clinks is actually coming into the game, I mean, they might not be used to it yet because they've kind of just been letting him free farm, but with him just popping in like that, it's going to be harder and harder for BS to deal with it.
Yeah.
No sorceries avail. Radiant's bottom tower is being attacked.
Oop, the Epi goes in on Tiny.
There's
but do get a
very
kill with
good epicenter right on top of him.
But it looks like they're just going to keep going. I don't think Centaur can really do anything. Oh,
Centaur is actually going to pop his what is that called?
Stampede.
Yeah, Stampede. I almost called it
He does get
Trample.
out.
Radiant's bottom tower is being attacked.
Trampled
Trampled them.
Centaur.
Yes. I
At
mean,
least he got out
you
okay.
can call it a trample. But yeah, he pops that. He is able to get out on that.
Yep, Klinks does have the Orchid now too, so... another thing with this, if they use that to initiate more or less, they can kind of pop it on the Silencer and get him down before he can even cast his ult, and then it makes his eggs completely worthless, so...
Yeah.
Depending on how they play it, Silencer might have just built completely wrong. I don't know, I still just don't like the eggs. It's
It looks like Silencer's actually going for a counter Orchid as
counter.
well, though.
I don't think he has the upper hand, though, considering Klinks can
Considering
get his
the
Orchid off
invis.
first, so...
And it doesn't matter which order you do Orchids,
Dire's
they're
middle
items, you
tower
can
taking
put them on each
yeah,
other.
that's true.
And the Klinks doesn't really need to use his abilities in a fight
Yeah.
as much.
Especially
It's
if
helpful,
he,
but
Dire's middle
if he
tower
gets
is being
silenced with it on
attacked.
autocast, it won't go off, correct?
I believe that's how it works. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Might
and
be
then
wrong.
if he breaks the invis well, like with using strafe and then instantly silences, he has all the abilities off he needs, so
Yeah,
he's gonna win an Orchid fight. But we do have Tiny coming around the sides and mid. Looks like they're trying to push down the mid tower. Might be looking to engage here. But Epicenter is down for another 38 seconds, so...
yep. Yeah, unfortunately, the Orchid doesn't really help against the Radiant's lineup here so much. They have a lot of passive abilities and a lot of abilities that aren't going to be affected by the Orchid.
Yeah, I think the two main targets would just be Sand King and Silencer, just for the fact that you don't want Silencer to pop his global, and you don't want Sand King to Epi or Burrow, so...
Yeah. I mean, but the same can be said for the other side. They, the Dire have a lot of passives as well, so...
Yeah.
It could go either way for the Orchid, but it is a very nice item for its regen and for the silence it provides.
Yeah, and thinking about it, actually, since Silencer was the first pick, they could have just picked around it, knowing that that was going to be a problem. Just kind of pick heroes that don't necessarily need their abilities to do well, so that if Silencer does pop his ult, they can just run up to him and punch him. So.
And that's very true. That's the disadvantage of picking Silencer early.
Maybe he should just keep his 100% ban pick rate.
Yep.
Dire's middle tower taking damage.
This Omni Knight is very far behind. This is the first time I've actually looked at his items, but it looks like he's just going to be finishing up a magic wand. He has the recipe in his stash.
Yeah, the only other thing he really has is that soul ring in his
Dire's middle
boots.
tower has
Yeah.
fallen.
He is pretty far behind in the net worth here.
Oh,
Dire's
Centaur might
bottom
actually go
tower
down
is
from this
being attacked.
global silence.
I don't think it's going to be quite enough here.
Nope,
Doesn't
and he
last
does
quite
have
as long.
Omni to heal him up too, so...
But they are catching up to this
Dominates.
Wraith King. Wraith King gets a kill on the Klinks, but he's probably going to go down to someone here. Oh,
He does have
they're
reincarnate.
running away.
He's got reincarnate still. He's
Oh, he
slow him
does,
up.
yeah. There he goes.
Dire's
Thanking to get the
bottom
stun,
tower
Buddy
is
might be
being
going down.
attacked.
This is
Double
actually
kill.
really bad for the Dire side. This is
Yeah.
not what they want to happen, especially, I mean, they had the advantage from the 4v5, but they still got 3 kills and they didn't lose anyone, so...
Yeah.
And
All they did
especially
was
the
pop
Klinks.
that Wraith King
The Wraith King
reincarnation.
ulti. I don't know, that's very surprising.
And,
I
I
think
mean-
the Klinks might have just overstepped his bounds and walked out a little farther than he
Dire's
planned on
middle
it.
tower
The
taking
Silencer and the
damage.
Wraith King are also keeping
Dire have
pretty far ahead in
fortified
net
their
worth,
towers.
especially the Wraith King.
Oh yeah. And that's partially due to the hand of
Dire's middle
Midas, but
tower
he
is
is
being attacked.
very high on CS too. He's higher than the Klinks, in fact,
I'll
so
take your tribute.
Yeah, for sure.
keeping him in the game.
And the Wraith King already does
Dire's
have
top
his
tower is being attacked.
BKB and his Desolator, so that's, you know, doing some pretty good damage with the Desolator, and he also has the BKB
Yeah, and
against any spells they
Dire's
try to
top
use.
tower is
1,300
under
gold in the
siege.
bank too, but he just got a haste rune, so this makes him really scary. The big problem with Wraith King is that you can pretty much just kite him. Once the stun goes off, you just run away, but if he can run faster than you, you're in trouble.
Yeah, you're I mean, that's quite
Dire's
scary,
bottom
actually.
tower under fire.
But it looks like they might be trying to do some cheeky wraparounds in the jungle, but they are going to back up. I'm actually surprised they don't have a gem out on the
Dire's
Wraith King
bottom
yet.
tower is being attacked.
I guess they have been kind of dying a lot, but if they can get the detection and catch the Clinks off guard, they might be able to take him down again, and he's really what's holding the Dire side
Dire's
in on
bottom
this.
tower under
Yeah, for sure.
fire.
I think part of the reason they may not have gotten a gem yet is they're not having too
Dire's
much
bottom
trouble with the
tower is
Clinks
being
just yet.
attacked.
Yeah. Especially since that last fight, they kind of just took him down mid when he overstepped it, so... If they're just relying on that, and it might happen again, Clinks might just be his own doom by how cocky he's being.
Yeah.
They're invading the jungle real
Dire's
hard.
middle tower is
Slardar,
taking
sorry, is
damage.
just sitting in the Dire jungle while Wraith King pushes mid, so he might get
Yeah.
jumped on. Nope, he's got that blink now, so
Yeah,
he can
he's-
just get out of
he's
there.
just gonna
Dire's
jump
middle
away.
tower is being attacked.
Oh. Oh, I was gonna say, I don't know what Skeleton King is, or Wraith King,
Wraith King.
sorry. Oh god, I can't say that, we're gonna get sued.
Yeah.
But he might be going for a Blink Dagger now. It'd be a pretty good item choice, makes him that much harder to chase down, and it gives him that much more chase, but he might
Tiny
get
Mate?
jumped on.
Oh no, he's just going to the secret shop, it looks like.
Oh,
Not sure what
that's
he was going
surprising.
for.
They must not have gotten vision on him, but he is in balls deep right now. He is surrounded on all sides. But,
Yeah.
oh, he's got the Hyperstone, so
And we're starting to lose vision here. He's
I don't
gonna
know,
get out by way of the tower, it looks like here.
what do you think Wraith King's gonna be building? Mjolnir or Assault Cuirass?
I would assume a Mjolnir right now. I'm not
Yeah.
sure though. I mean, he could get the Assault Cuirass. It would definitely help out the team, but I think
Yeah.
it would be a Mjolnir because they're really winning on these pushes right now. That's where
Yeah.
they're winning.
They're able to take the towers, and I mean,
Dire's
he just
bottom
took a
tower
tower
is
solo
in
bot, so...
Yeah, while someone was
Oh,
there too.
wow. He is
He's
doing
actually
a
almost
whole
taking
lot of
down that
damage.
centaur. He has to use his ult to escape. Meanwhile, it looks like we did pop a bunch of abilities on illusion over at top here.
I didn't catch that. Do you know what happened?
No, I actually had to switch over there because Wraith King was doing work on that centaur.
Yeah, me too. That was very surprising.
And he's actually going to take out the Tiny by himself here. It looks like his stun's about to come back up, and that's going to kill him.
Radiant's middle
Oh, it
tower
doesn't
is
do
being
enough to kill him.
attacked.
And he's going to get away from
A
that.
vicious
Oh, wow.
Dire's bottom tower is being attacked.
I don't know. OGHC just kind of seemed to be falling apart. They had a good lead, but
Yeah,
this
for
four-man
sure.
lineup is coming back.
Pops the reincarnation here. He's just going to walk away from that, it looks like. Oh, actually, he's going to
Oh
turn
my
in
goodness.
on them. Going to kill the centaur. Going to go on the Viper. The Viper is taking
Oh.
massive damage. Look
This
at that.
is ridiculous. The amount of damage that this
Dire's
Wraith King
bottom
is
tower
outputting
under
is just
fire.
stupid.
He has to be careful here, though. He's quite low. He doesn't really have an escape right now. And his
Dire's
reincarnation
top
is off
tower is
cooldown
being
for...
attacked.
Or on cooldown for 35 seconds still.
Dire's
Yeah.
top
He's in a really
tower
risky
has
spot
fallen.
here. Before, I actually missed it. The Silencer popped his ult and ended up killing, I think, the Clinks and the Centaur at the same time before.
Yeah, I mean, Wraith King was going down on the Centaur.
Dire's
Wraith
top
King,
tower
his
is under
damage is just
siege.
surprising me so much. If
Dire's
you look at it, he's
structures
hitting for
are
almost 200
fortified.
right now, and then if he crits, he's hitting for like 600 damage, plus the Desolator debuff,
Dire's
so
top tower
Yeah,
is
it's actually
being
slightly
attacked.
over 200 here that he's
Yeah.
hitting for.
that is a scary Wraith King.
Looks like up at top we have Clinks wrapping around. I don't know if he's going to be able to do much to three of them right now.
The entire team isn't approaching on them though, but it looks like they're just going to back off.
Yeah.
Just good map awareness, knowing where they are. They don't actually have any sentry or ward vision of that area, but they do have the entrances to the jungle pretty much booked off. So,
Yeah, for sure.
ooh, they might catch. Oh, never mind. He's gonna blink away to safety. I was gonna say Sand King is being a little ballsy there, farming the enemy jungle while they're all right there. But he's
The Sand
good.
King is actually working on his BKB here. He's about to complete it, and that'll actually be really useful, especially for his epicenter.
Oh yeah. He doesn't need to necessarily blink out and get it. If anything happens, he can just pop the BKB and start channeling it and not have
Yep.
to worry about getting interrupted.
Oh yeah, and we have this Wraith King just split pushing away, and it looks like he is actually going for the Assault Cuirass rather than the Mjolnir. I'm not sure of the decision on that since he has been alone quite a lot. It's not going to help out his team so much, but it does provide a few other passive benefits to him when he is alone.
Does the Assault Cuirass actually work on buildings? I'm pretty sure it does. I
I'm
think
not
the aura might
sure.
reduce armor of buildings. Maybe?
It's hard to say. I really never have checked that out.
I'm pretty
If
sure
it
that's
does,
why.
that's quite
because
useful.
that's a really good split pushing tool for him. Then I mean, he's already split pushing like a champion, so
Yeah. His reincarnate is max level now. It comes up so quickly after he uses it. He's so hard to kill. In fact, I think it would be really good for the Radiant now to go kill Roshan. They would be able to do it. The Dire do not have it ordered. They would not know that they're going in there.
yeah, and they do have the ultimate from Slardar to give them the amplified damage, plus the aura from the Wraith King. So they pretty much said if they want to do that.
For sure. And there he does go complete his Assault Cuirass.
I just checked the Dota 2 wiki. Oop, it looks like they're engaging. I'll wait.
Oh my, they're just
wow.
taking everyone down here. The Sand King gets that nice epicenter off, meanwhile the global silence is going off. Initiation by the Wraith King originally.
Just did half of Viper's health.
Oh yeah, I mean, you should have seen him on the Tiny when he initiated. It was ridiculous.
But yeah, if you do check out the tower, it does have the negative -5 armor from the Assault Cuirass, so...
Plus the other -7 armor from the Desolator. It's 7, right? I don't
Yeah,
remember.
yep.
Yeah, 7.
But yeah, they are just pushing down these buildings left and right, and I honestly don't think the Dire is going to be able to come back from this. Wraith King's just hitting way too hard.
No, the only one keeping up actually with the Radiant right now in net worth is the Clinks.
And he's starting to fall off. He was
is.
almost caught up to the Wraith King, but now he's almost 50 CS behind him. And Silencer actually picked up a refresher too, so he can cast that global silence twice, and they're not going to be able to do anything about it.
So yeah, it looks like he did not go for that Orchid, instead he went for that refresher. That's a pretty good decision on his part, I think.
Dire's bottom barracks has fallen.
Looks like they are going to catch up the Slardar here. He actually sprints away, but doesn't get away.
Whole lot of
Tiny
murder
tosses
going
him to
on
his
here.
doom.
Tower is wicked sick.
And this Wraith King is just insane with his damage.
Yeah. They can't do anything about it. They're probably going to tap out here soon. I don't think they're going to be able to stop it.
Yeah, Wraith King actually just picked up a Basher. He's
Oh, he
making room
wants
for
it. He wants it.
He still has his reincarnate. He's gonna get out of this anyway, though.
Dire's
Yeah, I
courier
don't
is
even the
dead,
Orchid damage.
but its crimes and
Wow.
transgressions
Wow.
live on in
Oh
monster
my.
kills.
This is dirty.
Meanwhile, someone just killed the Radiant Courier. Oh no, it looks like it was the Dire Courier. They're buying a bunch of couriers.
They know the game is over and they're just beating out the couriers.
Dire's middle
Oh,
tower
man.
has fallen.
That's when you know it's over.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Gotta
Rather than
spell
call
out GG
they're
with the
just
couriers.
yeah,
Dire's
they're
middle
just throwing
tower
out
is
the
now
couriers
but
from the
a
shop. But
memory.
I am very surprised that they took this. To be honest, I thought they were going to come back around
Yeah.
the 10-15 minute mark. But
And there is the GG call, actually.
Radiant victory.
Yeah, and that's very good game there.
yeah, that was a very interesting game, and I have to say I'm very surprised by how it ended.
Oh, I am as well.
Just goes to show, if you don't have your entire team, you're not out of the running. But
Yeah.
I really would have liked to see some Pudge plays this game.